Hello, it's Thursday, which means it's my day. I've taken my day. So, Monday through Wednesday, I do a lot of work on campus and with students, and tomorrow I go to campus. But today is my day. And then I work over the weekend as needed to catch up on any other remaining class prep. So, but we're going to get started on probably more like R&D stuff, like research and development. Um, Oh yeah, I have my green screen back here, so I thought I don't know. I don't really have a good picture. What would I put? Look over here, I cut off. Also, do not know what's going on with my webcam. It just seems like it's really low resolution for some reason at the moment. I don't know. Okay, so what I was thinking of, actually, let me open up the little polls. I asked about game pack types because I think game packs will still be a good thing to do. So on YouTube, we have this result. So kind of low on puzzle games, but on Mastodon, let's see if that opens up properly over here. There was more votes for puzzle games. I can't put 5 options on Mastodon, so we are lacking Win95 style games, but that was like Rodent's Revenge or Ski Free. I thought like, oh man, I kind of miss Ski Free. But puzzle games, 80s style arcade games seem to be more popular on YouTube and also pretty popular over here. NES style games, also quite a few votes. So like really simplified stuff, not like a full Super Mario, but more like a Bubble Bobble type of thing. Or like Gradius, but shmups aren't actually too hard to make. Crystalis, but kind of, put smaller, made smaller, scoped down. Puzzle games, Bejeweled, Pipe Dream, Sudoku, various things like that. I've also been watching a video of all the Game Boy not color games. So sometimes it's just a good idea to look at stuff for what is pretty simple that could be done on a Playdate, and also the graphics. So not like to steal ideas, but just to look at like things that are unique, because JRPGs are, those are pretty formulaic, but how would you do dirty racing? I don't know. There's some other ones in here that I might try out that looked interesting. I can't find them now, but just one of the things I do. I watch 3-hour videos on 2x speed, clearly not in one sitting. I was only part of the way through, but just for kind of inspiration. Then another poll I did was thinking about trying to maybe set up the project so that it works as Lua with Playdate SDK or Love2D, or trying out the C Playdate SDK and then combining that with SDL. And then what that would do is I could also build it with Emscriptum to put it, however it's pronounced, to put it on the web. Maybe figure out a way to put the Android NDK in there, but that's like thinking about a lot of different things. So I thought maybe today I would start by just trying to write pick and sticks in C. So I have that Playdate tests repository that you can go to if you want. So this is up there. It has a handful of Lua tests. So if you wanted to see how to just draw text, how to just detect button presses, that's all in here, and that's on the repository. So that's what I did when we had the SDK available, but the Playdate was not yet like shipped to me. So just testing things out to see how it works, and then you do everything in a vacuum first, and then you put it together for something bigger. I also did a bunch of little tests. We can look at those if we want. And then I only did a few C examples, but I ended up going with, and I was going to try to do Playdate SDL before, but I don't know how far I got with that. So I have a pick and sticks for the Playdate with Lua. So it's just a very basic move around, pick up sticks, and that's written with Lua. So I thought I would do the, okay, apparently the thing doesn't quite work properly, but I thought maybe I'd try that out with the C library. So here's the C example of just drawing an image and I guess a rectangle to the screen. I'm not a big fan of C. I just think it's ugly and it's old. But here's our C code. So I can actually, let's compare this with the Lua version of Pick and Sticks. Or, no, just the Lua version of drawing an image. So here's the source. I'm going to get rid of the white space. So I'm going to hit that. So over here is setting up drawing images. We load an image, we use the Playdate update function, and we draw it to the screen. We can draw some aligned text as well. So here's drawing the image. Looks like this is maybe doing the DVD bounce around, perhaps. Or no, maybe it's like wrapping around. I don't know what this is doing. Anyway. And then with the C version, I had to leave some notes because it took me a while to get anything working. So the images have to go in the same path as the SO file. We need to include the PD API. We have some forward declarations, event handler, initialize game. So initializing the game, setting up our callback for the update function, whereas like Playdate on the Lua side already just does the update function as it is. Actually, let's see. Sorry. I was just looking at my webcam like, oh, I'm trying to point to one side, but it's doing the other side. What if I just flip the thing? I don't know. You don't need to do that. But loading the image data, loading bitmap. If it's null, then display errors. Otherwise, I put this in the game data, whatever I don't know, struct of game data. Usually I just do a table on this side. Then we have update, user data, must return an int. I don't remember what the int is supposed to be, but that's what the SDK documentation is for. If the loaded image is null, we're going to draw text, I guess, the text, the error message. And otherwise we'll draw that. And then down here we have a different draw. That's the created image. So I guess that's just the black rectangle that was on there. So it's kind of ugly. You know, I could clean it up. I just am not a big C fan, again. I really like my C++, but its predecessor, C is like the boomer of languages, right? Yeah, and then I guess C++ is like a Gen X. Also, my camera seems to have stopped as well. So we'll just ignore the camera. Okay, so I have the Playdate. I don't know why it's called D, but I'll probably be updating the Playdate tests repository while I'm doing this. So this is the Lua SDK documentation, and it's probably going to say I'm on an old version, because I'm always on an old version. Wait. Yeah. Am I? Oh, yeah, it's 2.3.1 right now. Blah. Okay. So we'll just look for the inside Playdate with C. Here's our C documentation, so I'll just bookmark this. Put that there. Okay. So, the challenge is to make a basic pick and sticks for C. But actually, to do that, I might need to make the same sort of tests with Lua. So today isn't really a game development day. Today is a research and development day. My R&D day, I guess. So my first step is just going to be reading documentation, or at least skimming through it and then seeing what features are available and then figuring out the next example project to do. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do first. So I'll pause while I'm reading documentation. I just also realized the audio was sounding crappy because every time I plug in my webcam, it automatically defaults to webcam audio instead of my headset. Okay, I'm getting seg faults again. And I just put in the test hello world, and it's doing that. Why? Why is it doing that? Make. Why? But if I build it from here, then it seems fine. What's going on? Okay, so we have this here. This is in the examples. Hello world. Make. Wait, now that's... Shoot. Okay, we're going to replace... Hello, we're just going to delete this and then move this back in. So then we have hello world. I need to update the makefile path. This, copy. Or sorry, the SDK path here. Set that. Make. Okay, and then I can probably grab my run script, which is just going to tell it to run in the simulator. And it runs. Okay, I'm going to copy hello world over here. And so the default, or did I leave that closed or open? To start with, it has those files. So I'm going to remove build. So, okay, source has PDX info. Okay, it was probably, I've been missing PDX info. I probably accidentally erased it. That's probably what's going on. Let's just try that really fast, because I was like, what's going on? Wait. Sound. Source. Executable. Weird. Okay, it has some PDX info. Let's, maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that segfault is that the PDX info thing, or the source folder was missing. So I'm going to put that in my README as well. Genie. Okay. I added it to my list of notes. And then my old notes as well. I'm just going to copy them in here, because I don't need them inside each of these folders. And then asset paths. I don't know. We'll see. But I hate when that happens. Like, I break something and like I don't know how I broke it. I deleted the source file. That's what I did. So okay, so now we're back to just the files are loading. But now that I fixed the thing, I'll go ahead and make a commit. And I will also put the error. Seg error. I'll just do this. Segfault. Shoot, how do I paste in Nano? Do. There. Now it will be here in my commits, so I can see what the fix was. Okay, now as far as the asset path, so in my previous build that I had just backed up in the repository, I have the PDI build of that, but when it's building my test, it's not doing it. So let's, yes, whatever. Oh, not the makefile. So let's switch between these, oops, and see if one works the way we want it to. So that makes test.pdx. We don't have the stuff. I'm just going to put backup so I don't delete it. Okay. And I could just type in make simulator and see if that does it. Test PDX. No. Make bin. No rule to make bin. Let's see what we got in the make file. I might have to check the history. Blah. So let's look in Sprite Game. So Sprite Game has an images subfolder. Wait, this is a Lua game with C. Lua and C? What else we got? This is probably all part of the same game. Particles. Let's look at particles. Source. Why is there a Lua in there too? You just want to see this. Okay, let's look at the makefile. So, not saying anything obvious. Okay, I think I see. So, source, like that folder, is kind of the reference of the stuff we need. So if I take my image, which is currently in SRC, so weird, I have source, and that has stuff in it. I'm going to grab my logo and throw it in the source folder. And then from here, where my thing is, we'll try, was it make PDC? Okay, so yes, the assets need to be in that source folder. So for instance, in here, just grab these guys, put them in here, and then compile, run. Okay, now it's a different error, but it's not file not found. Well, I had stuff commented out, so we'll go ahead and try that again. Compile, oops, compile, ow, exit, clear, and just compile again. Run. I heard a sound. You can't hear the sound because I have the audio muted, but I heard a sound. Okay, I got it working. Okay, we're getting things figured out. Git add. Pathing works, needs to put assets under source folder as well. Okay. Oh, it's throwing a bunch of stuff in. Okay, I don't want to, technically do not want to save the PDX folders, though it did kind of save me here, but blah.pdx folder, don't save. Of course, I just added everything anyway, but no. Let me fix this. Okay, now also what I'm going to do is just make it so when you press a button, it'll play a sound. And then, I don't know, maybe clean this up a little bit. So we'll see. Okay, so I have it working for the audio test. So it works. We got it working. So what all did we do? I know I kind of aggregated like my image loader and my text loader stuff all in here. I guess I could remove the image. But basically to load the audio, I have this struct up here for kind of global data, just to put it in one spot. You need a sample player to be the thing that plays the samples, and your audio samples, and then I'll, you know, for a bigger project, I'll figure out how to organize this better, but down here is we have to set up the sample player, and then we have a path for each of these and try to load it in. If it fails, it's going to be pointing to null pointer, display an error. I don't have any error checks here, so you should have an error check. Oh yes, that worked good. Should have an error check in case the sample or the audio didn't load. But we can grab the button state here, check to see what it was. I don't care about those other ones, I just kind of left them there. And then it will play one of those audio samples. So we have that. And so I'll add that into the repository. So some other things, I have Sprite collision for the Lua one. I have the crank, so I should do an example with using the crank. So we'll just copy that, because that's going to be a big part of any game. Let's see, input, crank, and so over here I can just open up the crank example, and you can see how simple that is. So we just, grab the crank state, we can do some math with it and figure out what we're doing. There's so much white space in these, we gotta clean up the white space. Okay, so I'll do this for C as well. Okay, I have the crank information being printf'd because I don't generally mess with C style string, so I don't know how to change a float to a string, but I will look so I can display it to the screen, but we'll at least have it there. And it's pretty simple, it's just some 3 functions. Okay, I also don't know how to concatenate strings in C. I mean, I know there's a big set of string functions, but I hate them. I hate them all. How to concatenate strings in C, a 5-minute guide? 5 minutes is still too long to concatenate strings. It should just be the plus sign. There, we got some letters. Alright, I guess technically I could kind of throw them together with the sprintf. It's just so gross. I concatenated the string. I did it. Wait. Radians? Goes to... I don't know if my math is right there. Oh, it's 2 pi. So 2 times 3.14. That sounds about right to me. For some reason I was thinking 2, because I just didn't think about pi that much, I guess. Okay, well, there's that one. So next, it would be good to be able to read and write to the data store. So we'll look at this. Can't find data store. Go to the Lua docs. Data store. Playdate.datastore. And in C, there's file system. We can make some directories. Okay, I'm gonna have to read up to see how to work with the data store and see if there is one. I don't know. I guess I can also just store data in JSON, like a JSON string to read and then decode and then encode. Huh. Interesting. Well, it loaded in some probably garbage, just complete garbage. But I tried to save hello there to a text file. I got invalid arguments. Okay. It read -1 byte because there was an error. Okay, what did I do wrong? We have a file. I mean, there should have been a file saved from last time, unless this gets nuked every time, but I don't think so. I don't know. But it should have saved a file, saved some text to a file, I think. Does write also return something? Yeah, it does. So it does say it's reading, or it's writing down bytes. And then, like, there's no error text, but reading it in does not work? Okay, reading data, k-file read data instead of k-file read worked. So we have that. No such file? I don't know. It read it in. Wait, it only read hello. Don't I have it doing more than that? Okay. I think here, when I close this, it should write out again with the goodbye. Okay, I think it's appending, but do I need something besides the buffer's length for reading it? I know how to parse files just fine in C++, okay? I'll just set this to 0 so that hopefully it reads the entire thing, which should now be like, hello, goodbye, goodbye. Okay. Okay. Try that again. No. And a file. Read. Int result. Oh, 0 is the amount of bytes read. Okay, no. But we'll try a different... Is this amount of characters, or is it the actual length of the string? Okay, it read in that text, so I don't know, it's saving and loading. We'll just have it write out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, we'll put a 0 at the beginning. We'll gotta run it twice again. I closed my thing. So I gotta open it and close it and open it. So it's loading that, read 10 bytes in, so maybe that's like the maximum. Okay. Okay, now I'm loading that in and displaying it to the screen. So there's the basic reading and writing basic text. I guess I'll do a JSON one later. In 27 minutes, I can go to my cousin's house and eat cake. Because it was her husband's birthday and there's leftover cake. Okay, what else might we want to do just as really basic tests? Yeah. So, I mean, that's the first step to making a pick and sticks. So we have input, how to get input. We have how to draw images. I don't really have anything for animated sprites, which in Lua, they have like a sprite object and an animation loop. But in C, that might just be something I have to roll on my own. Because we got bitmap. And we got bitmap tables. So that'll probably be the next thing I do. I don't know if I have enough time to do it right now. I will start on it though. Okay, it's very subtle, but that guy's bouncing. I implemented some frames. So in here we have, oh, let's crank. We have the bitmap table. This is just a really simple sprite. I only grabbed the top part. And so just like in Lua, you load in the name of the file, but not like the table 2020 PNG. So you have to have that as part of the file name. It grabs that data. We create a bitmap table. So I created a bitmap table up here. And I have some frame information. We're loading it in. I probably need to go back and free the loads from the other things as well. Then we grab the specific frame. So from the bitmap table, we grab whatever frame we're on, and we draw just the normal bitmap thing. So we got that working as well. I think that's good for today, and I might mess with things a little bit more later. But I'll go ahead and back this up. C bitmap table test. Okay. We got those. These are now up here. We can all enjoy this C code to base our our stuff off of. And then a lot of it's going to be building kind of a basic structure for the pick and sticks game and just kind of building up from there. But this is good. I'm having fun. It's always fun to do new things, especially when I've like implemented stuff in C++ plenty of times. It's like I already know how to do this. Blah. So I'm looking forward to working on this more. Maybe I'll do a little bit more this evening. But I think that's it for now, because I'm gonna go get cake. Here's my day planner. Oops. Burp, burp, burp. Yeah. Okay, bye.